A record number of candidates to contest upcoming elections in Antigua and Barbuda. And in sport, West Indies claimed victory in their opening match of the ICC World Cup qualifiers. I'm Nicole Best, and this is the Caribbean in 10 for Tuesday, March 6th. I'll be back with the details in just a moment.
Don't miss this episode of Caribbean Passport as we take a closer look at the tourism sector. Grenada, Antigua and Barbuda, Barbados, and Trinidad and Tobago are re-energizing their markets. We also get an insight from one of the most respected authorities in Caribbean tourism, the Honorable Alan Chastanet. All this and more coming up on this channel.
As we rode through the rocks and brush, we were surrounded by coca crops. 90% of all cocaine consumed in the United States is from Colombia, and Tumaco is the epicenter. The crop eradication is premised on fighting this drug trade. But with no other options, these humble farmers have agreed to end their illicit crops in a way that doesn't destroy their livelihoods, something the government has agreed to.
A record number of candidates will contest the general election in Antigua and Barbuda next month. The Antigua and Barbuda Electoral Office said at the end of nomination day yesterday that the ruling Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party, the ABLP, was the only party contesting all 17 seats at stake in the March 21st poll. The main opposition United Progressive Party, the UPP, will contest 16. The newly formed Democratic National Alliance, headed by former UPP legislator Joanne Messiah, will be going after 13 seats. The smaller Go Green Party and the Antigua-Barbuda True Labour Party will put forward 2 candidates each, while the missing link Voice of the People has just one. There was only one independent candidate among those nominated to contest the election that Prime Minister Gaston Brown called more than a year before the constitutional deadline. He is Attorney at Law Ralph Francis. Speaking after his nomination, Brown said he was confident of a landslide victory for the ABLP in another 2 weeks.
The work now begins. We're going down the final stretch, and we are pretty sure that we're in a position to take all 17 seats. That is the objective for this coming general elections, to take all 17 seats.
Okay.
And we believe that based on the work that we've done during the last 3.5 years, almost 4 years, that we're definitely in a position to win them all because we've performed.
But the UPP's Harold Lavelle, who will be leading the party into a general election for the first time, also expressed confidence that his party will be in power after the election. And he said everybody in the Twin Island nation would benefit, not just a few who are reaping the fruits under the current ABLP government.
Things like that. So we are going to create a better society and an economy that is vibrant, is driven by the local private sector, and so we also have initiatives to stimulate and encourage investment by Antiguans and Barbudans and residents so that we can build a strong, sustainable, vibrant local economy.
The ruling Jamaica Labour Party's candidate in yesterday's by-election in the constituency of St. Andrew Northwest will be the new representative for the constituency following his victory at the polls. In preliminary results released last night, Dr. Nigel Clark garnered 4,448 votes over the main opposition People's National Party's Keisha Haley, who secured 2,812 votes. Clark, an economist and entrepreneur, is a newcomer to representational politics and will replace veteran politician Derek Smith, who resigned earlier this year. Following his victory, he said he was honored to have been elected and promised to dedicate his energies and skills to benefit the people of the constituency. He said he would hit the ground running and start working quickly towards assisting his constituency in various ways. Tourism stakeholders in Tobago have voted to shut down the island for at least 2 days to protest what they describe as a failed inter-island air and sea bridge strategy. The vote was taken over the weekend at a strategy meeting that was called to address several pressing issues. The motion for the shutdown was raised by head of the Truckers Association, Horace Mead.
Asking this afternoon all businesses and other representatives here if we could have a consensus to shut down Tobago for at least 2 days.
And you're moving that, Mr. Amin. Does that find a seconder? Who is seconding? YT is seconding. Ian Pollard is seconding. All those in favor, raise your hands. Well, could somebody count, please?
There was one dissenting vote. Mead said that for too long the chamber has been struggling alone to address the issues.
Mr. Haddad, Mr. Cruikshank, and myself, those are the names and faces that taking all the leaks for Tobago. We are not the chief secretary. We were not elected for office, but we are concerned because we live here. And if Tobago die, we will die with it, and we don't want that.
A date is yet to be set for the shutdown. Stay with us. Your midday sport is next. Centuries from opener Chris Gayle and Shimron Hetmyer helped West Indies pull off a victory in the opening match of the ICC World Cup qualifiers today, and that's despite a valiant effort from Minnows United Arab Emirates. Playing in Harare, the Caribbean side posted a mammoth total of 357 for 4 in their allotted 50 overs. Hetmyer top scored with 127 from 93 balls, while Gayle was in his element when he posted 123 runs. Shea Hope retired hurt on 35. And captain Jason Holder remained unbeaten on 12. And in reply, the UAE were dismissed on 297 for 6, with middle order batsman Razim Shahzad hitting an unbeaten 112 from 137 balls. Shamian Anwar anchored a superb knock of 64 for the 5th wicket, while Adnan chipped in with 45. Holder picked up match best bowling figures of 5 for 53, while Kimar Roach took 1 wicket for 60 runs. The Pakistan Cricket Board, the PCB, has reserved the dates for the West Indies series, with all 3 T20s now carded for April. Initially, the tour was to run from March 29th to April 1st in Lahore, but PCB chairman Najam announced yesterday that the Caribbean side would now play matches on April 1st, 2nd and 4th at the Gaddafi Stadium. Despite the agreement to play all games in Lahore, Sethi said he was still hopeful of having a match staged in Karachi. The PCB said last month the reciprocal tour against West Indies would be staged in the United States, with the T20 International being played for the first time in Houston, Texas, and the remaining games at Central Broward Regional Park Stadium in Fort Lauderdale. They hope the series against the Windies, the reigning T20 world champions, will open the door to similar tours by other sides. And that's the Caribbean in 10. Join us again at 6:30 for Caribbean Newsline. But until such time, do have yourselves a very good afternoon.